Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Just give me a minute trying to pull my mic. Welcome. Do me a favor. I'd like you to share and invite people to be part of our conversation today. I'm just trying to plug in my mic. I'm from cooking. I was in the kitchen, so I came rushing. The struggle is real. You have to multitask. You get a multitask. So thank you for joining in. Do me a favor, please invite your friends, share, and let people join in and be part of our conversation today. We're going to have a brilliant, amazing conversation. So I hope you guys are ready and excited as I am, too excited to have this beautiful conversation. I believe it's going to transform people's minds. And it's just going to be amazing because people are going to look at life from a different perspective. And it's going to save a lot of people's lives for free. So the only thing I'm asking for you is to tag your friends and invite your friends, let people join in and be part of our conversation. So let's go. Invite people, invite your friends. Are you ready? Type in what city, what country. Give me your name. I want to see your name. What city you guys are coming in from? What city are you guys coming in from? What city are you coming in from? Type out your name. Drop out your name there. Try. Come on, put out your name there. Tell me what city, what country you're joining in from. Drop out your name, your city. Welcome, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on what part of the world you're joining in from. If you're watching me for the first time, my name is Coach Steady Divine. I'm a life coach. I'm a transformational speaker. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a brand and business strategist. And I love to inspire people, stretch people to be the best that they were designed to be. I want to see your name. Give me your name, what city, what country you guys are coming in from. What city, what country are you guys joining in from? What city, what country are you joining in from? So today we're having this beautiful conversation, and I know it started with a post, and from that post, a number of questions and a number of conversations started from that post. So I'm just gonna take some time just to go through the process and just share with you some of the key things that I believe are key to your life if you are a single parent, and not only for those that are single parents, but also for people that are dating or married to people with kids. This is gonna be key for you. So don't say this is not my conversation because I don't have children, because life, you never know what's gonna happen, um, and what is gonna happen to your future. Never say never about things. So I believe you don't prepare when the opportunity comes. You prepare well in advance for that opportunity that is coming ahead of you. So I believe this is very key. And then this conversation is not just for women; it's for men too. So I don't want you to sit back and say, "Oh, this conversation affects women." This conversation is for everybody. So I want you to learn today. Good to have all of you guys joining in from Lusaka Kanyama, Monga, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Monga Isaac Chinyama. That's my late Covenant brother's name, Chinyama. Kitwe, what's happening? Alexis, what's happening? Good to have Kitwe in the house. Thank you for joining in. Juliet, good to have Juliet coming in. Welcome, Juliet. How are you doing, Juliet? Good to have you. Okay, so let's get started with this conversation. And if you, how many of you have got, so no shame if you don't want to type out. If you don't want to type it out, it's still okay. Don't type out, don't put out. How many of you have got children? If you've got kids, type 1 in the comment box. If you have children, type 1. If you're a single parent, I want you to type 1. And then if you're dating someone or married to somebody who's got children, but you don't have, I want you to type 2. So if you're a single parent, you've got kids, I want you to type 1. And if you are dating or married to someone who's got kids, but you don't have your own kids, I want you to type 2. I just want to know, Juliet, where did you get to 4? Come on, Juliet, where did you get to? where did you get to 4? So if you're a single parent, you've got kids. If you're a single parent and you've got kids, I want you to type out 1. If you don't have kids, but you are dating or married to someone with kids, I want you to type 2. I just want to know people I'm having a conversation with. Okay. I see all of you guys. I see all of you guys. I see all of you guys. Juliet, you're waiting for your branded queen. You have to make an order and send me your size, because these orders are just limited. If you want this for men, king, you want to buy it for your boo, your husband, we've got king and queen. With this weather, you need more of these ones. I actually feel guilty because most of them I've given away. I have this left and it's warm, and this season I keep wearing it. So if you see me wear this every day, I need to buy myself a new one so I could have 5 different colors because it's getting too cold. So if you want to order this king, queen, you can make an order, send me a message. All right. So Tina Sibongileu, okay, you've got kids. Abigail, 1, you got kids. Yeah, you got kids. Great. Okay, cool. Hey, Dalisa, what's happening? Good to see you. Dalisa, is it you who sent me a text? Okay, so thank you guys for typing out. So we're just gonna go straight to our conversation straight on. And our topic for today is very simple, and we are talking about the dangerous single parent syndrome. Unhealthy attachment single parents have to kids, what makes single parents undesirable to date, marriage problems birthed from blended families. Blended family basically is where there are stepchildren, stepkids. I don't like to use the term step. I'd rather say bonus kids. I feel it sounds and vibes better, or blended family. So if you're a blended family, you are married, dating to someone with kids, or both of you have got kids. So whatever direction it is that you are on, this conversation is for you. So this conversation is practically for everybody. How to fix the syndrome, So I am going to start about the post that I put up in the morning. I think one of the things I've come to, I'm a single father. I have 1 son. I have 1 biological son. And my son just turned 13 yesterday, so he's officially a teenager, and he's practically a teenager. So at 13, it's a lot of realization that comes to you as a parent. And one of the things I think, by God's grace, that one of the things that really I just realized at a tender age, and in my my parenting space, is one of the things I understood is, and this is just general in life, I have learned not to be attached and live my life on people's, you know, uh, you know, living my life through other people's lives. And I think that's a bigger syndrome that a lot of people have. A lot of people live their lives through other people. You live your life by trying to manipulate and control other people's lives. If you work with me in whatever space, you will never accuse me of trying to control your life, because I don't believe in trying to control. You know. You know. You know the situation. So I believe, if there's anything I hate, is the spirit of manipulation. And I see it with single parents. A lot of single parents live their lives through their children. You are so attached to your kids, and you call it love, when it's practically not love. It's an attachment. It's a trauma bond. You are trying to use your role as a parent, to be able to fulfill yourself. So it's not even about your kids. It's not. And I'm not saying you don't genuinely love you. We love our kids, but for some parents, for some single parents, you've gone beyond the normal way to relate with your children, such that your kids feel like a drag. When you do things, you feel like, oh, I'm satisfied. You feel fulfilled. So it's not even about. So you don't even ask if your kids are satisfied and fulfilled. It's more about you getting the kick. It's you about getting the vibe. Because you have this unhealthy attachment to your children. You know. Hey Charity, what's happening? Good to have you. And this is why you have to share, because single mothers need to listen to this, and single fathers, you need to share and have people come into this conversation, because it's very key. Pastor Robbie, what's happening? Good to have you, sir. Pastor Robbie, I appreciate you. Yesterday, you were preaching like preaching is going out of fashion. You so blessed me yesterday. I was listening to you preach, and I was saying to myself, Pastor Robbie, are you going to preach another Sunday? Like you were preaching, like you were finishing everything yesterday. So thank you so much for blessing many of us, and it's good to see you out here. So if you don't work this attachment will sabotage a lot of things. And it feels and sounds very innocent. It feels and sounds very innocent. Like, oh, I'm just doing this for my kids. I love my children. I want the best for my kids. It's not that you want the best yes, you want the best, but there's your personal interest in that best that you want for your children. Because you are using them to find fulfillment. And especially if you have a failed marriage, I didn't call. Now you must understand how I use words. You have a failed marriage. Just because you have a failed marriage doesn't mean you're a failure. That's why I say a failed marriage, a failed relationship. I didn't say you failed. Some of you have guilt on your lives because you had a failed relationship or you've had a failed marriage. You feel like, oh, I'm a failure. No, you just had a failed relationship. You didn't fail. Okay. So, and a lot of you want to use your children, as a word to, prove to your exes, prove to people you had babies with that you can do this thing as a single parent. So you want to show up as superwoman. You want to show up like, you want to show up like, hey, this is, I'm gonna prove to the whole world that I'm gonna be super father, I'm gonna be super mother, so you are doing all the right things the wrong way with the wrong motives. Motives are very key. Why are you doing what you're doing? So you are doing it because you want to prove your exes, you want to prove your ex-husband, your ex-wife, that you are able to do these things. So your motives is not in a good space. The reason you do it is because it's like a drag. You want to give yourself a kick. It's not really about the kids, it's really about you. I have a son that I love dearly, but I have so I have so detached myself from him, and even the kids I'm gonna have when I get married. I want this to be the lifestyle. Love my children in the most healthy way, but be so detached at the same time that I don't have to get a kick from them. Like I said, my kids don't owe me grandchildren. So there's never, in my old age, I'm turning 40 next month. In my old age, I'm not going to be saying to my kids, oh, my friends will laugh at me, give me children, or give me children. No, I'm not that type of a father. I am happy all by myself. I am content from the inside. I am excited about my life. I'll be excited in my 60s. I'll be excited in my 70s because I have done my personal development. I have grown. I have become a better man. I enjoy me all by myself. I enjoy my life. So I don't need to accessorize my life by grandchildren. Okay? I don't need to accessorize my life by kids. I don't have to prove in any way that I have these children, then I'm a man. No, even chickens can have children. It doesn't make them anything. When you get to that place, your decisions are always going to come from a pure place. A lot of you single parents, and I said it in my article that I wrote, including single mothers. Come on, guys, share and invite people. Don't just both of you, just share and invite. I want to see questions. Type out questions as well. Type out your questions and leave your questions out here. Type out all of these things. So you do things not because you want people to be proud of your children, you want them to be proud of you. So the reason you do all of those things you do, the reasons why you hustle, the reason why you go an extra mile, you work hard, is not because you want it for them. You want the glory to come to you so that people can say, oh, you've done an excellent job, or you've put in the best that you're supposed to do. So it looks normal. It looks, and again, our society, and let me also put this thing clear. Our society has glorified single parenting. Look, God's design is that kids must grow in a home where both parents are there, father and mother are there. So let's not over glorify and normalize. Yes, there's circumstances that are beyond us, but we must always have this in mind that God's design is that kids grow up in a healthy family, in a healthy home. So let's not make single parenting a lifestyle, because that's not God's desire. God's design is kids must grow from a family. Let's clarify that and get it out of the way. And this is also not an excuse for you that are in toxic marriages to stay, because Coach Steady said that kids, no, I said in a healthy home, in a healthy marriage. So a lot of those things. So you have this attachment to your children. This is why, Facebook at Rush Ben. I will see Ben. No, I don't say that. You don't see my son everywhere. I post my son, but you don't see him on my DP, on my wallet. Some of you have got your children branded on your t-shirts and all of those things. If there's a specific occasion, you can do that. But if you're using it as a way, as a drag to find relevance in life, because it's the biggest mistake you are making. This is why Wash Ben, some of you have got names of your children on your names on everywhere. Yeah, it's honorable to be called. Yeah, it's okay, it's fine. But I'm just saying, why do you do what you do? What's a motive? Why do you do what you do? It's like you want the world to feel it. You want the world to see it. You want the world to give you. You want to be accepted. You want to be respected. So you use your children. You create a bond and an attachment that is so unhealthy that you think it's something that is right, but it's something that is destroying you, your life. My kids will marry whoever they want to marry. My kids will study whatever they want to study. My kids will go to the schools they want to go to. This is, like I said in the article, this generation of our kids, single parents, in the coming few years, you're going to be the people that take offense and get bitter with your children. But I paid for your school fees. I did all these things for you. So if you did it out of a good motive, why do you have to remind your children? So whatever you did is because you wanted to get the praises. And there's nothing wrong for your kids to honor what you have done. But if you want them to do what you want them to do as a way to pay back for everything you did, you're dysfunctional. There's things you practically need to heal as a single parent. You got to do that. You got to heal. I'm going to live my life. If my kids want to see me, if I show up at my kids' house, it's because they want to see their father. I am not showing up because I want to boss around my children. No, they'll live with their partners, they'll live with their husbands and their wives. If they want my opinion, I'll give it. And then this is also, you must understand that you have to be such a good parent that you don't have to worry about who your children will pick as partners. You don't have to worry about how your kids' houses will look like and homes will look like. It's because you did such a brilliant job. You worry less. You teach what you know. You reproduce who you are. I don't have. If you talk to my son, you will see there's a certain pattern and lifestyle that he's speaking after. Is this making sense? Come on, somebody, talk to me. Yes, Winnie, you're right. That's very true. Some gave their surnames to their children in the name of I will show him. Lord have mercy on single parents. You just dropped a bomb. You're looking for a fight, Winnie. That's gonna bring a fight. You don't say that. Single parents won't let you leave. Come on, somebody. So love your children, work hard for them, provide the best for them. Be the best you're supposed to be, but get off the unhealthy attachment. So we've dealt with that unhealthy attachment. And this is the reason why my son, for me, and this is why a lot of you single parents get manipulated. I remember sometimes my son will make statements to me. So we're at the mall, my son will make statements when he was younger. I had to tame those habits. My son will make statements. We're at the mall. My son will make statements and say, Dad, buy me this. And I said, I can't buy that now. I have money, but I can't buy it now. Oh, if it was mom, she was going to do it. And says, I don't care. So my son started to look at me and said, this guy is like, he's not going to bend. So I might as well just get straight. Because like, and there's this desire you single parents have. You want your kids to love you. Go get men. Go get women. You want your children to romance you. Leave your children alone. Let your kids live their life. You want... So this is why you feel like you heartbroken. Oh, if I don't do this for my baby is going to feel this. I got enough self-love. You're not going to manipulate me. I'm not dysfunctional. I'm not a dysfunctional parent. You will not manipulate me. You're not going to manipulate me. Yesterday I was laughing. I was going through my Facebook reminders. It was my son's birthday. And I remember my son started bugging me about wanting an Xbox. And like it was like coming up 2, 3 years in the conversation coming up. And I realized that at some point I had to do that for him, like PS. But there are years birthdays I said, no, I can't do this for you. Because if I do this, then I'm sacrificing certain things you benefit from the future. So as a parent, as a single parent, you have to be willing to not receive the love from your kids because you're not giving them certain things. It's okay. But when you've got the most unhealthy attachment, you want to overcompensate because you're looking for love. It's not even for your children. You are selfish. You are selfish. Whatever you're doing is because you want it to give you a certain feel and energy. So it's not so much about your children, it's about how you feel. Let's go to the second one quickly. What makes single parents undesirable to date? Now, let me make this disclaimer. Never marry or date a single parent with unhealthy attachments. Listen to me. Never marry a single parent with unhealthy attachments to their children. Never date. I know some of you just got triggered. What's wrong with us single parents? I didn't say there's anything wrong. You're God's creation, but you are dysfunctional. That's why you're complicated and difficult to date. And I've seen women, they even post on social media as if you want to scare off men, I come as a package. I didn't ask you. When you go for dates, date the most healthy way. Stop announcing you're a single parent. It's an excuse for you not to take responsibility for your role. And by the way, stop demanding that the person you date raise your children. If you want me, you will take care of my children. No, I don't owe you. You're not man enough. No, it's not like that. It doesn't work like that. There's a quote I posted. I am not a stepfather. I'm a father that stepped up. So if I'm stepping up at another man's responsibility, what another man's dropped down as his responsibility, you don't have to coerce a man. You don't have to use a language to manipulate him. So he feels guilty. It's okay to say, oh, I've got babies. I have excellent babies. And that's all. Leave it at that. If he's a man that knows what he's looking for, he will know. He will get it. If you want me, you must know I have children. No, heal. Stop getting triggered for nothing. Heal. Fix your perspective. Don't intimidate people with your children. Is that all right? And most men will have done a background on you even when before they take you on a date. They know. You don't have to remind them. That's why it's difficult to date single parents. Your dating process doesn't have to revolve your children. And I'm not even saying that they are not a consideration. I'm just saying you don't use your children as a whip to punish the men that you date or the women that you date. And men have this habit. I told you, my son knows pretty well. I told him I love you, but when I marry, you're not number one in my life. My wife is number one. Somebody says, no, you have to love both your children and your partner equally. It's not possible because we don't become one with our children. We only become one with the people we marry. I'll never be one with my kids. I'll be one with my wife. So my kids must know. And even when I date, I'm not even looking for a woman to come and suffer for my children, for my son. Are you going to suffer for my kids? It's not. Who said she must suffer? Who says her life must be complicated because she's a bonus mother? Who said she must become a freedom fighter? I know men that put their children above the people they're dating. So what's the point of you dating when your kids are more important than the person that you're dating? Because it's practical common sense that if you're dating somebody with a child or kids, you know that it's part of the process. And men do it. It's not just women, even men do it. You must know if you're coming. Where is it written? So you have to have this understanding when you are dealing with these issues, when you are dating. Number 3, and the issues you don't fix when you're dating will manifest in your marriage. There are some people that are saying, I wish I didn't marry this single person, this single parent. If you don't have honest conversations about a blended family, it'll backfire on your marriage. You will feel cheated. You will feel disappointed. If you don't have serious talks, how do we manage the discipline of these kids? Some of you are in a marriage, you are the one who tells your children, your partner can't correct your kids because they are not their children. Why did you get married in the first place? No, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to be a step parent. Yeah, so why did you choose them? So why do you think it's their problem when you didn't do a good job to pick someone who's reasonable enough to be able to know how to navigate the relationship that you're getting into? Sometimes we put the blame on, oh, it's his problem. It's our problem. Why did you pick people that don't have understanding about raising children and they're not theirs? If someone is raising your children, they don't live by the rules of their biological parents. They live by the rules of the person whose house they live in. So you can't let their parent call the shots on how they should live in a particular house. They should go and live in that place. If you follow the rules of someone else's who's in a different house, you should go and live in that person's house. If you live under this roof and there's order, these are the rules. And this and this affects so much single parents because you're submitting, you're coming under the mission of the man that you are marrying. So that man calls the shots. So he calls how the house should look like. Your baby daddy doesn't have to come and say, this is how my son or my daughter must live in your house. They must get them and live with them. I'm not saying they don't have a say. They can say their say because their powers are limited. They may be their biological parent, But if someone is raising their children, they have to give respect to the person raising their children. Tina, you got a question? Coach Steady Divine. I'd like to hear it from you. I lost my baby daddy who was my husband and left me with my son who was 5 months by then. And my boy just turned 4 years today. Happy birthday to your boy. But then sometimes I feel scared of being in a relationship with any man because I fear that no man will love my child. Is that unhealthy attachment? Yes, it's unhealthy. I fear that fear will rob you of what could be the best for you. Why are you afraid for something that you haven't tried? Why are you afraid to try out? You don't know. So the issue is not that another man won't love. The issue, again, it's you. It's back again. You are, so in this case now, you don't even look at it that you're denying your child who's just for an opportunity. And guys, let's not glorify our kids growing up with their parents. Okay, let's not glorify that. There's a place we need to humble ourselves and put the agenda that is critical. What would God want in this space and in this picture? So, why are you afraid of something you haven't tried? Even if you have tried and it hasn't worked the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, is your job right now is how can I work on myself so that I pick right? So I pick a man, not a boy. So you have to get to a place, you have to become this woman that can attract a man with sense to raise another man's child. Because your child lost the father, and this applies whether you have somebody with kids and then they're still there. You have to get to a place, how do I work on myself? The bigger problem is that we never do our inner work. We don't work on ourselves. We don't deal with the fears. You don't deal with things that you're supposed to work on. Today I was in the barbershop. Monday self-care, I was in the barbershop and I saw two women bring kids to the barbershop. In my heart, I was saying, where are the fathers? Where are the men? Because when you do activities like that with your kids, it's a bonding time. And they may have their reasons why they did that, I don't know. But I kind of feel, I always ask when I'm in places like the barbershop and women show up in the barbershop to bring the kids to the barbershop, where are the men? Let's not normalize things like that. Because those are things that will matter to your kids as a father, as a husband. It seems like a simple haircut, but your kids will grow up to say, I spent time, I always went to the barbershop with my father. I spent time with my father. It's not a haircut, it's bonding, it's parenting. It's not just a simple thing. It's not simple. They're seeds you sow. And by the way, don't live life like you're guaranteed you will live like Methuselah. You have all those years ahead of you. You need to understand that your son turned 4. That son will need a father. So you need to become the right mother to make sure that that son can have a bonus father. You are scared from a distance. You haven't given it a try. And then also you must also say, because I fear that no man will love. What do you mean no man will love my son? What does love look like to you? Are you looking at a man, oh, that's how my son is. Some of you, your kids are out of this world. Oh, that's how my son is. No. You don't pick stuff from the fridge. Nobody told you. So maybe some of you, when a man says that, or when a woman says that, or they don't love my child, they don't let them. No, in every home there's rules. What does love look like to you? What's a definition of this is how I want my bonus, my state, that my wife or my husband to love my children? Because we also need to define what love looks like. Because what you term as love is dysfunction. What we last year, I'll tell you, my son. I say this to my son. My son was telling me in December. My son told me, "Dad, oh, I'm going to my auntie's place to visit. I'm going to visit my auntie." And I said, "Did they invite you, or you proposed?" No, he's trying to, so game knows game. You see why kids need their father? And I said to my son, "You're not going for the holiday." And I say to him, is every family has got how they want to spend their special holidays. You need to allow invitations. You can't always, because they are your relatives, you can't always say, "I'm going to visit. I'm coming to visit." I told my son, tell your auntie, that's on his mother's side, tell your auntie, when you have time this year, let me know when I may come and visit. Because even us as Africans, even if you don't want people to come and visit, you say, "Okay, come." I'm teaching him how to grow. And he was upset. He was frowning. He was upset. He was just giving me attitude. And I said, "I don't care." Again, healthy attachments to your kids. You are not my oxygen, son. You are not my oxygen. I got my own life. I'm teaching him how to be responsible. Yes, his auntie may want to have him. She doesn't mind. But he also needs to know that he can't always show up at people's houses whenever he desires to show up. Because because maybe the auntie may not, and not because the auntie doesn't want, maybe the auntie is not ready for your kids to visit, or the uncles, whoever it is, they're not ready to receive your kids. Don't force it on them. They're your children. Stop letting other people putting it on them. "Oh, my child wanted to go and visit, but they said they didn't want. My daughter wanted." People have got their own lives. I do have time this year. When would be the good time for my kids to come and visit, to come for a holiday? Don't throw your kids on people. They are your children. We need to learn these things, and we need to put them in our kids. They must know. Oh, so many comments out here. Tina, I hope I've answered you. So now, how do we fix this? So I've spoken about the three things, the three things, and then how do we fix this syndrome? Get a life. I want you to type there, get a life. Get a life. I want you to, that's how we fix this syndrome. Get a life. I want you to type it there, get a life. Get a life. Get a life. And if you have any question, type it out so that I can answer it. If you have any question, by the way, I've dated somebody with more kids than I have. Okay. So you must understand that. I only have a son, but I have plenty of my squad. You see all those my kids? They are I love them to bits. I love them to bits. I love them to bits. Yes. Any questions before we conclude, before we land? I'm just checking out all your comments. I don't want to leave any questions. So how do we fix this? Get a life. I want you to type there, get a life. Do you know how, like, get a life? I always tell people and says, there's this thing, Nakwata. There's a way my spirit and my mind is set up. It's such a beautiful thing. You don't buy it in a store. You don't buy it in a shop. It's even my bonus kids, those ones you see me post, they know how to relate with me. One of them asked me, "Oh, Uncle Steady, can I have a 100 kwacha?" And I said, "I won't give it to you because you have no respect for money. Money is money. Don't say 100 kwacha." So everybody knows, oh, you don't talk about money like that. Get a life. If you have any question, type it out. I'm just going through. Being a bonus mother is a blessing, not a replacement of their mother. Amen, Charity. Amen, Charity. Amen. 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 Being a bonus mother is not. This is also. Let me also speak about this thing. And like Charity said, being a bonus mother is not a replacement of their mother. Don't walk into this relationship and you want to get rid of their parent. Please listen to me. You will be frustrated, you will be bitter. Your role is not to replace who their father is, who their mother is. It is simple and straightforward. And at the same time, let me put a balance. It's not also to rub it in their face. Oh, after all, they are not even your children. Now, I'm giving you a balance. So you need to look at it from that perspective. Let me say this again. A lot of you, your kids don't have a father or a mother because of you. You are the reason your children don't have a bonus father or a bonus mother. It is you. You are so, and let me say it, I will not even make an apology. Some of you are so selfish. You have denied your children to have a bonus father and a bonus mother. You are so selfish. You are so selfish. And that's why you must get a life. Some kids out there don't have a bonus father and a bonus mother because of the selfishness. You're always thinking about you. You're not willing to bend and to die. Now, this is a balance. This is a balance. This is a balance I'm putting. You are now adult. Now, Ukula. If you have a child, you are an adult. You need to live like an adult. Now, Ukula. There are certain things you must. Now, there's a healthy sacrifice you must make for your children, a healthy one. Some of you have found good people to marry and spend time with. But ingulushenu nasitamfia abantu. Fix yourself and get a life. Hey, Jonathan, what's up? Yes, you can only have a conversation when you've done the healing. By the way, all these things I'm talking about, there's nothing you're hearing. And I don't blame you because you haven't done the work. You can only be this confident if you're coming from a healed place. This is not for broken people. This is for people, and today must be a day you start to do your work. You got to do it. You have to start doing the work. You got to start doing the work. And if somebody's raising your children, have respect for them. Exactly. Creating memories. And this is why, if you let me also speak to the men, if you've impregnated someone's child out there, it's not enough to send child support. Creating those beautiful memories for your kids is very key. You gotta show up. You gotta show up. You gotta show up and do what you're supposed to do. Stay there, raise your children. And that's what really matters the most. It's easy to send money. Raising your children is the toughest job because there are things you have to die to as a man to raise your children to. Yeah, sad enough. Get a life. This is the only way to fix this. It's to get a life. Get a life, your own life. Get your life, your own life. Don't live your life through your children. Because you'll be the bitter grandma. You'll be the bitter old woman. You'll be the bitter father. After everything I did for you. Yeah, when you're getting some, you're enjoying. Okay? So don't put the burden on your kids. Don't throw the burden on them. It is your responsibility for you to heal yourself. Do the inner work. Heal. Go deeper. Deal with the issues. Deal with the tougher issues. Work on yourself. Heal. Do the work so you can have a healthy relationship with your children. You can also have a healthy this is where a lot of you get triggered with, if you're in a blended family, this is where a lot of you get triggered because you haven't done the work. It's not that men, don't want to marry single mothers. It's that you have not done the work. I love your children, but I don't like your brokenness. And your brokenness is the reason why I can't step in and be a bonus father to raise your children, because of you. You need to do your work. You need to do the healing. You need to fix yourself. And that's why I said you're the reason your kids don't have a mother. You're the reason why your kids don't have a father, a bonus father in their lives. And single mothers, stop going into these dating streets with the sense of entitlement that a man must raise your children. If they choose to do that, it's a blessing. You must do what is required. You must do what it takes. Make sure you choose well. Make sure you pick well. Make sure you pick a man who loves you and wants to raise your kids. But don't be entitled. And some of you that are married, you've even created an army against the man who's taking care of you and your children. You even sit and gossip and plan against them. And you still go to church. Like how? Do you even know Jesus? Some of you have got allies. Guys, we need to heal. There's a lot of foolishness that is happening out there. Some of you even tell your children, oh, don't come and tell my husband. Let's plan this privately. You are a broken human being. Go heal. Go fix your life. Otherwise, you're fixing your kids and you're fixing your life. Do your work. Heal. If your kids come and say anything, the head of a family will decide. If my son wants to talk to me about anything, I have to talk to my wife. If my son wants to talk to me about anything, I have to talk to my wife. If my son wants to talk to me about anything, I have to talk to my wife. If my son wants to talk to me about anything, I have to talk to my wife. If my son wants to talk to me about anything, I have to talk to my wife. We need to have a conversation. So he can't think like he's gonna come and talk to me and then I'll just override everything. No, I have to talk to my wife. Those gunshots. Any questions? I'm done. Any questions? Tuonge, hey, how's it going? Are we clear? Marriage is not hard. Raising kids is not hard. It's your brokenness that makes it look complicated. It's because you've not done the work. And especially when you hang out with girlfriends or boyfriends or friends that are broken as well. So when you sit, you encourage each other, you have fellowship in your brokenness. That's why you have to hang out healed people. But again, some of you don't like to be in a place where people are woke and are healed because they expose you. I want to be in a place where I'm exposed so I can fix it and I can grow and I can become a better person. So you have fellowship with a gang of bitter, broken baby mamas. So your squad, you've got a wrong squad. Your squad is wrong. And you still want to get the right output out of life. If garbage in, garbage out. It is simple and straightforward. Any questions? I'm done. Any questions? Because you will not send me an inbox to ask me. This is the free one. I can give it to you. This is free. If you want a private session, you gotta pay for it. So you have the opportunity to ask the question, and I can answer them before I go. Any questions? Any questions before I go? Any questions you want me to take before I go? Any questions? Any questions? And some of you, you'll be so upset when your kids grow up and go and live there and go and get married and have their own children. You'll be so frustrated all by yourself. Why is life against me? Because you refuse to grow up and to learn. You refused to get wisdom. You refuse to get wisdom for your life. Thank you, Messi. Great, great. Yeah, exactly. What you feel like you're doing it for your children, you're just affecting. Heal so your children don't have to heal from having you as a parent. You have to heal. Some parents are unbearable. Don't be the parent that your kids, when they grow up, will need deliverance from. Do, do the work. Do the work so that your children don't have to heal from having you as a parent. Like your kids will have to try and get deliverance to heal from having you, from being raised from you. I refuse to pass on the dysfunction from my ancestors and my forefathers. I have refused. My kids are going to benefit from a healthy father. This is why, if you're not doing your own healing work, we can't talk, we can't discuss relationship. I don't care how attractive you are. If you're not doing your work, we can't work. Because I don't want my children to just inherit your family's. No. I will not allow my lineage. I marry someone who's ready to break generational curses with you. That's why this thing you keep doing. Oh, I'm in love. I feel the butterflies. Get a life. Forget the butterflies. There's more important things to marriage and relationships than butterflies. Mliwa kulu. The other day I was watching this Death My Family, and I'm thinking, why do people do stupid things? Like, this is so shallow. I had to switch it off. So is this what this generation is calling relationship? There's a lot of deep things about marriage and relationships. And then when people are getting divorces, you're shocked. Why? Me, I don't get this generation. I don't get shocked until this generation fixes their issues. Divorce is inevitable. You'll be going into marriages 2 weeks, the marriage is over. You're dysfunctional, they're dysfunctional. This is where the first thing you should be asking: have you done your work? Are you healing? Are you doing the work? And don't go and use these statements to look intelligent. I hear people that talk about, oh, self-care, but there's deep brokenness in them. These things, you don't quote them. You don't post quotes. You have to. One day I'm steaming with my son in my room. He asked me a question I was not ready for. He says, at what age did you have pubic hair? Like the spirit of my ancestors was rising in me. Because nobody prepared me for moments like that. Like I say, our kids are not our type because they're sharp, they're ahead of us. It's work. This is why, be careful who you make babies with. Don't just say, oh, I'm horny. No, who are you making babies with? Mule sala. Don't make children with anything. In the name of I'm in love, it felt like the right moment. Get some sense. Get a life. You need to get some sense. Exactly. Heal. Don't expose your kids to the whole world. It takes much more. And I must say this to women, especially you women. You feel like I'm hard on you, it's because it affects you a lot. That's why your decisions are very, very key. For whatever you choose to do, your decisions are critical. Please give the world the healed version of you. Bless the world, bless your kids with your healed version. That's the biggest gift you can ever give your children. This attachment of you and your children, like some of you will be depressed the whole day because you refuse to give your children 20 lunch boxes when your kids were. It's dysfunction. And I know women like to say, oh, you're a man, you don't understand the love of a mother. Come on, we do. You don't even have a job. and you want to feed your, like your kids like they're going to a knitting competition. You gotta work it out. Exactly. Stop forcing your kids to call everybody daddy, daddy, daddy. You're a dysfunctional parent. All right, guys. God bless you. You have a wonderful evening. I'm done. I hope I've added value to your life and wish you well. And have an amazing, amazing, amazing evening.